Lesson 10-2, 45, 45, 90 triangles, and Lesson 10-3, 30, 60, 90 triangles. We'll start with 45, 45, 90 triangles. They're one of the two triangles that pop up all the time in math. So the way this works is we have a right triangle, and we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if we don't know this, we could go that 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 9 plus 9 equals c squared. 18 equals c squared. C equals radical 18, which we reduce to square root of 9, square root of 2. C equals 3 root 2. So what we can do is look at this piece and recognize that to get to that, it's always times root 2. And this is the same if it's a 45, 45, 90. They're always the same. It's confused a lot of people. You need to understand the theory behind the Pythagorean theorem before you do it. But once you understand it, these triangles pop up all the time, so what you want to do is get very fast at it. So you can go forwards and you can go backwards. This would be backwards. Have to know these are congruent or that it's 45-degree angles. Either one's good. You see root 2 there, so if you're going this way, you divide by root 2. Gives you 6, and you know that these are going to be the same 6. Now, rather than do all the math, you have the rules, the tricks memorized, and it can save you a great deal of time. Now, it's a little bit harder when I do something like this, and I like to turn the triangles on their heads whenever I can. Again, it's a 45, 45, 90. The hypotenuse is 5. And you say, okay, you told me divide by square root of 2. So this would be 5 root 2. But we're not allowed to do that. We have to rationalize it. So get 5 root 2 over 2. So it's an extra step, but it's not that big a deal. Causes a lot of confusion for some people. You know, this is the same, but however you want to do it. You can always check it by taking the leg and multiplying by root 2, and you'll see the 2's cancel, and you're left with just 5. Practice makes perfect. So now we also have 30, 60, 90s, which are very tricky. The way to derive a 30, 60, 90 is off a equilateral triangle by cutting an altitude down the middle. And you'll see that if this is 4, this has to be 2. And the 30, 60, 90 is just this side over here. So if those are 2 and 4, and this is b, we would say 2 squared plus b squared equals 4 squared. 4 plus b squared equals 16. B squared equals 12. B equals root 12, which is root 4 times root 3, which is 2 root 3. So here's the rules. (30°, 60°). Across from 30° is what we call a short side, which I will label SS. And in this triangle, we're told it's 4. Always find the short side first, because once that's found, everything else is easy. To get to the hypotenuse, double it. And that's what happened here. You were short side and you doubled it. To get to the long side, which I will label LS, slap a root 3 on it, which is what happened over here. Eventually this was equal to 2 root 3. So to go here, times root 3, go here, double it, times 2. Those are the rules. Always the same for 30, 60, 90, so we don't have to go through Pythagorean it out, which can take some time, and it can make life a lot simpler. You might want to pause this and make sure you think about it because we're going to roll through this. We've got a 30, 60, 90, and I have to acknowledge that. 60 degrees, 30 degrees. This is the short side. The long side, which we're told equals 6 root 3. And this is the hypotenuse. Recommend labeling it at all times. To go from short side to long side, we multiply by root 3. So here we divide. And to get the hypotenuse, we double. Done. So now we found all the sides. We solved the triangle without having to do any heavy-duty math. We just recognized our shortcuts and we just ran with it. Same thing here again. We have a hypotenuse of 8. This is the short side because it's across from the 30. Therefore, this is the long side. Well, to go from short side that way, we multiplied by 2. So here we're going to divide. Over here, we're going to multiply by root 3. 4 root 3. Done. A lot of people confused by this. Not that hard. Takes a little bit of practice. Now, this is the challenging one because you've got to do a little bit of math until you memorize it. "30 degrees, 60 degrees, and we said the long side is 4. This is the long side, short side, hypotenuse. To get from long side to short side, divide by root 3. So I'm going to do that out here. Uh-oh, can't have a radical on the bottom. 4 root 3 over 3. To get from there to the hypotenuse, we double it. So multiplying by 2, 8 root 3 over 3. It's kind of a hassle. You don't have to deal with these problems that often, but you need to be prepared for them. Multiply by root 3 one way, divide by root 3 the other. Multiply by 2 one way, divide by 2 the other. Always find the short side. Once you get that, you're in good shape. Here are 4 problems to try. I'll do them in a moment. You may want to pause the recording. Short side, long side, hypotenuse, 12, 6 root 3. I'm going to jump down one. 45, 45, 90, 2, 2 root 2. Half of that gets me to the short side. Long side is root 2 times root 3 is root 6. And over here, we have the long side. So this is kind of a pain. 8 root 3 over 3. And we go over here, and it's 16 root 3 over 3. This is a 45, 45, 90, so 12, 12 root 2. If this has been clear, great. If not, watch it again. Get it down, draw out some triangles, find them on the internet, erase and try these problems exactly the way they are again, and you'll be good to go. Good luck.